We are live. Hello again, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, happy time zones, wherever you might be, and welcome back to the House of Hubris with me, Emma, and welcome back to Pentiment. Where last time, we started off, we are playing as Andreas Mahler. Master artist, brackets not actually technically a master yet, still working on that, but doesn't stop us introducing ourselves that way. Technically meant to be illuminating a manuscript in this abbey, but mostly just spending his time to work on his own stuff, which, I'll be honest, relatable. And because relatable, we spent most of the last episode just wandering around the town, looking at everything and talking to everybody before actually going to work. So maybe this time we'll actually do some work. Also, we retrieved some books from the adjoining room for a nun. As one does. And now we play the game of how many people's voices will I even vaguely remember? And here we are in the scriptorium. What was our quest? We were going to dinner, weren't we? Clara kindly gave me some food for dinner. How does one speak words? I should see if Otto and Andres are around. Otto's working below the abbey, between the guest house and the abbot's house. I can do that. And of course, when I say I can do that, I mean I can fumble blindly a bit before eventually deciding to look at the map. Out to the cloister? No? Yes? No, I think that might have been a bad idea. Gardens further in. Ah, out to the upper abbey, there we go. That camera pull always feels like it's leading towards something, and it never is. Probably it will be one day. Martin's here. He insulted us last time, largely because we insulted him. Go away, Andreas. Can't you see I'm busy? Ah, yes, and we are crime, Andreas, aren't we? We have a background of petty theft and general roguishness, and also an interest in science and also the occult. You know, if you're looking to pilfer from the Baron, I recommend smaller valuables. What? What are you talking about? I'm not. Remember, the Baron wouldn't keep his riches on the first floor. I'm not! How would you even know that? I've had my share of adventures. You? What, you get a paintbrush stuck up your ass? No, you can't trick me. I wasn't doing anything. It's been a busy day. I'm having a break, enjoying the sun. Nothing more. Yeah. Wink. Understood. Go away, Andreas. I can give you a cut of sail if you just stop talking and get lost. How much? I don't know, I have to see what I get first. Thought you knew how this was done. I'll get back to you and sell whatever I got. Come on. Don't take too long. Whatever, Andreas. Leave me alone already. We are already conspiring in crime. It's Otto and Andreas. Hi, Otto. I don't remember how either of you sound. Good day, Master Mahler. Ah, Andreas. Good to see you. I trust Clara gave you my message. Afternoon, Andres. Otto. Clara did give me your message. Sorry I missed you this morning. I was still asleep when you came by. Ah, the abbot really lets you get away with anything, doesn't he? Leave him be, Otto. I'm hungry. Let's pray. Bless us, O God, and these your gifts, which we are about to receive from your bounty. Through Christ our Lord. Amen. 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 Let's not immediately just start talking about ourselves unprompted. How did the morning treat you? Not too bad, thanks. I hurt my damned hand splitting timber to replace a bad beam in the abbot's house. It's not that bad of an injury, it just galls me that the abbot bleeds us dry and we're expected to do work here where it suits him. Or indeed when, thanks typos. Select food item to eat. Oh, I already accidentally ate a thing, I think. I can't eat their food. Eat cheese. Oh, it's not all that bad. I get a lot of good work from the abbey. Casting pilgrims' badges isn't really smithing, but I don't mind. And our bread. Anyway, I saw you working with that Baron Rothvogel in the meadow on your way up here. What's that all about? Here to check on a commission. I'm from Father Matthias, maybe here to pressure Brother Piero to finish the manuscript, or he's come to terrorize the people of Tassing and Kirsau. Let's not just randomly lie about people. Also, oh, Jesus God, why is Xbox Game Bar making a thing? I do not want you. How do I turn you off? You can't see any of this, of course, because it's an overlay made of a dozen overlays. Just stop. Cease. Desist. Okay, no. I do not want any of this. Okay, but it seems to not be going away. So... there, I can at least mute it. Thrilling interlude of me doing some technical fixes there. So yeah, let's not just randomly lie, I guess. Yeah, just fairly neutral. He's here to check on a commission. I understand he was friendly with Father Matthias. He was, though Father Matthias has some misgivings about the Baron. He does seem like he has an unsavory side to him, says the unsavory man. You got that right. He's been known to fool around with young women. He's married, of course. Otto, that's only gossip, and it isn't Christian to spread rumours like that. It's not gossip that he beat up that farmer a few years back, old Rannick. May he rest in peace. Well, I wasn't there, so I don't know. But if he did that, yes, it speaks poorly of his character. We had a long conversation on our way up here, but he didn't mention anything about that, as though he would. I like to just launch into conversations with, hey, did you know I assaulted somebody around here a few years back? What did you talk about then? I mean, no offense, but what does a nobleman have in common with an artist? You could sense my inherent moral quality, Otto. Just like, Otto, shut up. No, Martin Luther, my time at university, a variety of other things. He's quite well educated. Sure, I imagine you have a lot of time to read when you don't have to worry where your next meal's going to come from. This bitterness and envy are not good for our Christian souls, Otto. It's not envy, Andres. I want you to get away with what he does, what this abbey does. No offense to you, Andreas. I Don't have any problems with the book that the Abbey makes. I mean, I never did learn to read, but if people are paying the Abbey to make them, it doesn't bother me. Yeah, smash the system. No, I understand. I see why people resent the Abbot's rule. He's a harsh lord. Oh, Otto, did you see that the Bow's sheep escaped the grazing fields again? Just quick, steer away from this subject. Don't have this conversation in public. No, but I'm not surprised. Martin was supposed to fix that fence and he probably did a bad job at it. It's Martin. I only clicked the thing, so the red line will go away. He's always in a foul mood, and he could be the laziest soul in Tassing. Can't even hold a hammer properly. Married and a father at such a young age, and he barely lifts a finger for his wife or child. He's a father? Okay, he looks about 12. On top of that, he's a damn thief. Before you say it, Andres, that's more than just gossip. Look at him over by the guest house. He's probably figuring out what he can steal with the least amount of effort. No. No, that's absolutely not what's going on. Nah. Do we cover for him? Do we just randomly be a dick? He's a born shirker, sure enough. I don't want to see one. Heh. Especially when you look in a mirror. Wow. I mean, not wrong, but wow. Speaking of the Bowers sheep, they use a shorn and the women will be spinning it soon. Otto? I got it, Andres. No need to tease. What God wants to happen will happen. I may have missed something. Looks like a storm's coming. Should probably get back to it. Right. I'll catch up in a moment, Andres. Oh, Andreas, say hello to Ava for me if you get a chance. Of course. I should return to work in the scriptorium. Until later. Yeah, like you actually did any work in the scriptorium. And now it's Gnomes. Time to get back to work. Bell says ding. More of a bong, really. Yeah, so remind me who Otto was. Town carpenter, son of old Otto, known for his dislike of the Abbey. Okay. Old Otto, carpenter and father of Otto. Had a stroke, yes. Hello, why is everybody outside? Hi, Brother Mathieu. God bless you, Andreas. Hello, Brother Mathieu, what are you doing out here? I thought you were aware that in addition to my role as Kearsau's sacrist, tend to the shrine of St. Moritz. He is the patron of Tassing and Kearsau both, so it's my duty to ensure his reliquary is well cared for. Let's not randomly insult him this time. The shrine, he did give us a bunch of money. The shrine is always beautifully kept. Whenever I visit, I always leave inspired. The martyrdom of St. Moritz provides inspiration to us all. You are familiar with the life of St. Moritz, are you not? I've been so focused on my masterpiece, I never had a moment to learn about St. Moritz. Well, you ought to learn something about Tassing's patron saint while you're here. By all means. St. Moritz is most widely known for his martyrdom at the hands of the Romans. He protected a town of Christians from slaughter, and in turn he and his legion were decimated. What do you mean his legion? Wouldn't that mean he was a Roman soldier? Yes, he was a Roman citizen, and led a legion made up entirely of Christians into Bavaria. When he refused to kill the Christians, even though they were traitors to Rome, the Emperor had his legion massacred. Most of the pilgrims who visit come knowing only this, if anything, about his life. However, Tathing venerates St. Moritz because he was the one to convert the town and save it from destruction. Yes, I've been hearing about some of the pagan history in town. There are some in Tassing who still cling to the pagan traditions, yes. God save them. St. Moritz and his legion were snowed into this pass, and the pagan townsfolk refused to aid them. The daughter of the town's leader, Satya, was moved in spirit and snuck from the town to convert. She led Moritz to a spring, and as soon as she was baptized, the snow melted, revealing all manner of fruits. Moritz and his legion were saved by these miraculous gifts, the town was converted, and the rebels fled into the mountains. What happened to Satya? She, too, was martyred for her faith by the rebels inhabiting the town. Now her shrine protects Tassing from harm. Huh. I see the mysteries of our saints have overwhelmed your intellect. Many are affected so. God bless you. Until later, brother. Well, we learned some history. Hi, Carl, do we know you? I can't remember. Well, the fact that you led with that suggests yes. I should really have checked my journal. Oh, hello, Andreas. Hello, Carl. You seem busier than usual today. I'm behind in my work. I went up to the shrine of St. Moritz this morning to pray for his aid. The candle I lit had all but burned away. I was there so long. Now I need to catch up. Do you go to the shrine very often? I usually go every autumn for a good harvest. Now that Elena's pregnant, I've tried to go pray every week. Her mother had trouble in childbirth, so I've been paying visits to Moritz's hand and Satya's shrine to pray for their aid. Why be mean about this? About his unborn child? I mean, come on. I hope that the saints hear your prayers. Thank you, Andreas. So do I. Book, who was that I just talked to? To be fair, this is just an accurate depiction of my life. If I had an automatic book that I could consult to tell me who the hell the person I just interacted with was. Not listed. Excellent. Cool. Yep, man's a mystery. I'm going back to the scriptorium. Don't follow me, Carl. Unless that is your job, which it might be, we just don't know. Memory Aquarium. Chapter House. Brother Vogbert's out here. Good day, Andreas. Why am I talking to all these people when I don't know what they're going to sound like? Brother Sabhat's still here. God to give you help. Dormitories, kitchen, cellar, the cemetery. How do we get to the scriptorium? That's not the map. I want... wrong button. Map. Okay. Where are we? The cloister. We want to go through the dormitory. Okay. Into the Old Bailey, then scriptorium. We can do that. Dormitory. Nobody asleep? Good, good. Just checking. You know how sometimes you need to check if a monk is having a nap. And we're back. And amongst all these people in their varying degrees of awfulness. And the nuns just the other side of this door who seem much cooler. Brother Edoc, this work, I don't know where to start. Inconsistent spacing, rough strokes. You're working like you want to see this place closed. Brother Prior, I am working to the best of my abilities and I dispute your criticism. I may not be fast, but I still have my talent, praise be to God. And Brother Guy, why are you still on this page? What's wrong with you? Normally you're so reliable. Many apologies, Brother Prior. I will work harder. Piero, I can't believe this. Baron Rothvogel has come to check on his progress, and this is all you have? You should have finished this months ago. Is your mind so corrupted by age that you didn't notice the seasons have changed? Wow, you're just deciding to be a dick all over the place for no reason. Well, you're not the one who will have to answer for it, so why should you care? Typical. Oh, do we just chew the Prior out? I mean, we're mildly chewing him out at best. No, let's not start a full argument. Excuse me, Prior Ferenc, but I believe your point is made. Andreas, I will remind you that I am the master of this scriptorium, and you are a guest here. I agree, Brother Prior. Brother Piero's work is unacceptably slow. You are insufferable, Brother Guy. Oh, God, give me the patience to endure this. Why did you just go Irish? Cool, my brain said West Country, went Irish. Please, everyone, this is my work, and I accept the responsibility for it. Prior France is right. Here's the Baron, and the Abbot. Prior Ferenc, is this mine? Must be, yes. It is, my lord. I can explain. No, I don't want excuses. I've come all this way, and I have to be honest, I expected more. It's nowhere near finished, and the style is... well, it's very old-fashioned. I thought I made my desires clear. I feel like my generosity toward Kearsau is being taken advantage of. Am I the fool in this sad story? No, of course not, my lord. Never. We can fix this, of course. Of course, we only want to accommodate you. Ah, Andreas, good to see you again. How should I respond to this? The Abbot already seems annoyed. Just nod, my lord, or greet him with this Christian name. You're brothers and comrades in art! Haha. My lord seems reasonable. Acknowledges him respectfully without being overly familiar. My lord. Father Gernot, why not have Andreas complete the rest of the illustrations? He's clearly capable. Well, my lord, why not have Brother Guy complete it if speed is your concern? No, I'm not talking about the script, that's fine, but the art, the illustrations. I want Andreas to do the others. Of course, I mean, if Andreas is alright with it. If it takes, let's be nice, if it takes the pressure, if it takes the pressure off Brother Piero, I'd be delighted to complete the work. There we have it. I hope this allays your concerns, my lord. Excellent. By the way, Father Abbot, am I still welcome at your table for supper? Naturally, my lord. Wonderful. I'd like Andreas to join us. There you go. Now he's invited us for dinner. No, we all... Smash the karaoke. We already have plans. My lord, I've already made supper plans with the Drucker family in town. Nonsense! You can eat with them any day. I'm only here for the evening. Well, Father? Well, that would be quite unusual. Unusual or not, I doubt that my good friend the Prince Bishop would deny additional guests at his table. What do you think? I understand. Yes, you're right, of course. Andreas may join us for supper. I look forward to it. You had this planned. You must have put your hook in the Baron this morning when you ambushed him in town. That's beyond ridiculous. Listen to yourself. Brother Prior, Andreas is not to blame for any of this. I am. Yes, you are, and you've embarrassed me, the Abbot, and the Abbey. High offense is right, of course. No wonder we don't get more commissions. Can you stop flattering the Prior for 1 minute? You're so insincere and you're so obvious about it, Guy. That's the offensive part, I suppose. Just like, yes, I just talk crap about people, but I don't just put it all out there like that. Brothers! If you please, Sisters Dana and I would prefer it if you could keep the noise down. It sounds like Samson slaying the Philistines in here. Give me a donkey's jawbone. That's all I ask. Of course. Get back to work, everyone. Well, that was not wonderful, but there's nothing to be done about it now. Finish my work here and wash up in the lavatorium for supper at the Abbot's table. And apologise to the Druckers later, I guess. It's Vespers. It's hydration time is what it really is. Okay, to the Old Bailey. And then to the church. Oh no, wait, I needed to go to the lavatorium, didn't I? Which is probably near the dormitory. Yes, I could check the map, but, you know. Principle of the thing. Do I know what principle I'm referring to? No. Yeah, we just go out of here to the cloister. Which my brain keeps wanting to pronounce cloister, despite it not being that in any language. Just see English, see French, split the difference. Cloister. I'm pretty sure it's cloitre in French. Andreas, I'm so glad you'll be joining us for supper. Though these circumstances are unusual, to be sure. I won't be able to speak with you, none of the brothers will. It will be good to have you with us. That's a shame, I always enjoy our talks. Now, the same doesn't apply to you at the Abbot's table. You can talk all you like. Though I wouldn't recommend it. Father Abbot does not look kindly on idle chatting. Wow, all of these are just kind of implicit acceptances of the social hierarchy, but you know. I wish you could take my place, Brother Piero. You deserve the honour. Anyway, I'm sorry for how the Prior treated you. It's not fair. It's humiliating. Oh no, no, my son. There's no need to worry about me or my pride. But we all need a taste of humility from time to time to keep our feet on this earth. No, Andreas, you are my pride. I cannot claim to have taught you much, but I am proud to have known you and your work. And when you leave, all of us at Kirsau are behind. You can call upon your friend, Lorenz, the Baron Rothvogel, to help you in your career. There's nothing wrong with your style. It's not old just because the nobleman says so. Don't trouble yourself over it. Time passes for us all, things change, the future will write over the present. You need not fear it, any of it, so long as you remain true to yourself and God. Now I must hurry to the refectory to join my brothers. I will see you inside. He has a very interesting stance. Give my hands a cursory wash. And the refectory was down to the left, I think. That's the chapter house. Infirmary, upper alley, maybe it was the other side. And lavatory refectory. Andreas, glad you could join us. Thank you, my lord. Father Garrett, Father Thomas, Prior for Rance. Simon Peter answered, "You are the Messiah, the Son of the living God." And the fact that I've given him that voice makes him doing the reading over dinner just a lot funnier to me. Oh, the Gospel of Matthew, wonderful! Jesus replied, "Blessed are you, Simon, son of Jonah, for this was not revealed to you by flesh and blood, but by my Father in heaven. And I tell you that you are Peter, and on this rock I will build my church, and the gates of Hades will not overcome it." Have you read Matthew much, Andreas? Not really, to be honest, because I am your local heretic. I will give you the keys of the kingdom of heaven. Whatever you bind on earth will be bound in heaven, and whatever you loose on earth will be loosed in heaven. Then he ordered his disciples not to tell anyone that he was the Messiah. Whatever you bind on earth will be bound in heaven. That reminds me, Father Gernot, have you read anything by Martin Luther? Anybody want to just discuss heresy over the dinner table? I can't say that I... He has some incredible ideas about the church. Brilliant, I think. My lord, is the meal to your liking? I believe I remember you enjoying our quail on your last visit. Quail? My God, Father Abbot, the quail's fine, but don't you think Luther's ideas are worth discussing? He's talking about the future of the church, shaking things up in a way I don't think we've seen before. Father Thomas, you see value in his ideas, do you not? My lord, I mean no offense, but I do not. Brother Matthew, yes, how appropriate. What are your thoughts on Luther's attacks on the church's sale of indulgences? Just everybody, just... Baron, please do not involve the other brothers in this conversation. Fine, fine. What about Andreas? Certainly a man who attended the same university as Martin Luther can spare some thoughts on his work. Oh, how many enemies do I want to make? How many enemies do I want to make in this abbey? I said I was doing Heretic Run, didn't I? Oh, I have a thought. He's really put me in a difficult position. Why not join a debate that may bring everyone closer to understanding truth? I need to be quiet. Or to hell with the abbot. If he can't handle a little criticism, he isn't fit to sit at the fancy table. That doesn't seem like the most prudent attitude at the moment. Why not? Where should we start? A debate! Excellent. Why not start with the 95 Theses? Enough! Andreas, you should know better. Lord Rothvogel, you are our guest and held in high esteem, but you have worn out my patience. You will not be discussing Luther's work with Andreas, Thomas, Matthew, or with any other brother. Is that clear? I suppose, Father. It is your abbey, but you're taking too much offense at this, and you're far too afraid of change. Whether it's from Luther or someone else, reform is coming to the church. You'd better accept it. What? Neither you nor Martin Luther dictate change to the Holy Church on their whim. This talk is beyond insulting. It's blasphemous. Outrageous. How dare you? I see. I have overstepped my bounds, and I suppose I've ruined everyone's supper. My apologies. In spite of this unpleasantness, I will make good on my manuscript payment and the donation of my copy of the Historia Tassii. If you cannot accept what the future will bring, perhaps it's time for you to come to terms with your past. Well, no need to overstay my welcome. Fathers, brothers, Andreas, good night. He is absolutely going to turn up dead, isn't he? Why, Andreas? Why did you engage him? I expect better of you. Now then, I must ask you to leave, so that I may speak to the brothers in chapter privately. Brother Piero, please accompany Andreas out. Andreas, out. I will take my leave as well. Good night. Don't worry about Father Gernot and the Baron. I'm sure it will all be fine by morning. I hope Father Abbot can see that the Baron's heart is in the right place, even if he picked the wrong time to express himself. That seems unlikely. It may be so, but we must never lose hope. In any case, I do hope the Baron respects the Abbot's wishes for the rest of his stay, for everyone's sake. Well, Piero, what do you think of Martin Luther's ideas? Ha! That is for younger and wiser men than me to decide. I am just a monk, thank God. Good night, my son. And now it's Compline. Or Complin, depending on how you pronounce it. An awkward supper. Right, I should get some sleep. I've got to walk all the way back into town. Is it this way? Oh, something's happening. Ah, there's a lamp still burning in the guest house. Lorenz must still be awake. I wonder how he's doing. And what he was thinking. He's a baron, but he couldn't have expected that to go well. The storm doesn't seem to be letting up anytime soon. A poor night for stargazing. I should get back to the Gurtners. That's what I was trying to do. But now that you've mentioned it, can I go and bother the baron? No. Okay, so it's this way, right? Meadow. Oh. Huh? Yeah! You alright, Master Mahler? Yeah, just jumped straight to Ghost. I believe that I may have just seen the physical manifestation of a spirit. A ghost? Yes? Could be a Roman, maybe even an old pagan. Wouldn't be the first time people have seen ghosts around these parts. Interesting. Well, I think I found Johan's last lost sheep. I'm going to head home. Take care, my Master Marler. I will. Thank you, Till. Thanks, random shepherd. I don't want to go south to the forest. Or up to the mill. To the church and the Drickers. Ah! No! Pelhorse! Pelhorse, still on the floor! Hello? You right in there? Mattins! Mattins! Pelhorse! Death! Sister, listen to my voice. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? Yes. Yes, Father, I hear you. I hear. Is this now? Yes, you are with us, and this is now. I apologize, Andreas. I imagine that must have been quite alarming. Is she alright? She is, yes. Sister Amelie is a mystic, gifted with visions when God sees fit to give her one. Some are more frightening than others. What's she doing in there? Does she live in the church? She lives there, yes. I'm a little surprised you haven't noticed her before. If you came to Mass more often, you would see that I give her communion through a window to her cell. A cell? She is an anchoress, a religious hermit so devoted to God that she has enclosed herself in a cell next to the church. She is dead to the world but continues a life of prayer and religious contemplation. And sometimes, ever so rarely, she receives great and terrible visions. Is she local to Tassig, or was she a nun at KSL? Neither. She came here from a Benedictine abbey in Lower Bavaria after it burned down. I am her confessor and caretaker. Many anchoresses are not literate. I write down her visions to help interpret them. I thought all of the monks and nuns at KSL could read. Poor Brother Volkbert. Look, it's Brother Volkbert. Thank you, Father Thomas. I must rest now. Scratched out the monastic script and replaced with kind of common clerical script. It's very interesting how we get these changes in register done by different typefaces. Of course, sister. Ah, my medical background comes in finally. Sounds like she's in a great deal of pain. She is. She feels a pain that is both physical and spiritual. Her spiritual pain comes from her revelations. They come and go. I try to address them as best I can. The physical pain comes from a deformity in her spine, an aching in her joints. I know of no cure for that, save prayer to the Almighty. Sister Amelie was saying she had a vision of death. Could someone be in danger? Oh no, don't rush to judgment. Her visions are divine and powerful, but they could have many meanings. Some of her revelations take years to comprehend. Some may never be understood at all, as God wills it. Still, the argument at dinner was quite troubling. Perhaps it has cast a shadow over our thoughts. Now then, the good sister appears to have fallen back to sleep. I must prepare for bed myself. Good night, Andreas. Good night, Father. That's Baron Widow Kemperin. Have we even been down there? I don't remember it. I mean, everyone's inside on account of it being nighttime. Pig is... Can't go any further that way. The town just ceases. Over there to Johann Bauer's farm. Down here we have some kind of effigy. These wood carvings are quite curious. This is... Oh, Ottilia, the Widow Camperin. Yes, of course. That is who she is. Is she a witch? She's probably a witch. No, I didn't want to actually go to the map. Okay. I'm heading in the vague direction of home. I say home, where I'm staying. And now the roads are not all blocked by sheep anymore. There's the Zimmerman house, which that's Otto and his family. Down to Johann Bauer's farm. This way to the Gertner farm, which is where I am going. Don't know why I said it like that. Where I am going. Grumpy old woman asleep. Don't know if we know her. Other people, including adorable child, asleep. Sneak upstairs without waking everyone in the world. Anything changed with my stuff? Becatrix, the Key of Solomon, the Heptameron. Yeah, why did France give you a copy of the Key of Solomon? That seems... It seems like he should not be encouraging that kind of thing. And I really should clean this up. I'm not going to. I'm going to bed. It's getting late. I should get some rest. Go to sleep. GTS. GTS. And just sleep through Matins and Lords. Time to go back to work. There's quite a leak we've got going. Well, a series of leaks. To be fair, it is just a thatched roof. Shh. It's alright, Ursula. Good morning. What happened? A storm rolled in during the night. It hasn't let up in the morning. Clara and I have been doing what we can in here to keep us all from washing away. Peter and Jorg are outside trying to deal with the flooding as best they can. Oh my, is the farm in danger? There's always a danger with this much rain, but we've lived through worse. Whatever happens, it will be as God wills it. We must have faith in Providence and endure what is to come. Oh, I have some food for you. Yeah, food. Just that little coggy smell, Andres. Yeah, you've got some food for me. Here. Sorry I couldn't prepare anything more. Thank you. Didn't Otto ask me to say hello? He's probably courting her. Should I get involved? Who can say? No, Saint, whatever your name was. I want to say Gropius, but that's the architect who founded the Bauhaus. Whatever your name is. We're not coming on to her. Be a good friend to him and just tell her. They'd probably be happy together. Thank you. Otto wanted me to say hello, by the way. Oh, he did. Good. Thank you. Have a good day at the Abbey, Andreas. Try to stay dry. Thanks. You too. Good luck. Andreas! Oh, I didn't see the wall was broken. Is that from the flood? It is. Must have broken in the night. Some of our sheep escaped. We'll have to track them down later. This is the way it always is. Rain falls on the Abbey and rolls downhill to us little people. It's hard to blame the Abbey for that. That's just how rain works. There's a reason we're down here and they're up there, Andreas. Anyway, I have to get back to this. See you later. But just remind me where's the alphabet stuff to get to the scriptorium. Hopefully tempers have calmed since last night. Now we now have a few more entries. Sister Emily is a mystic and anchoress who lives in a sealed cell next to the Tassing Town Church. She came to Tassing after her abbey in Lower Bavaria burnt down. We knew that. Oh yeah, that was what I was looking for. Remind me exactly who Ava is. How is she related to the others? Daughter of Peter Gertner and his late wife Christine, and Clara is Peter's new wife, right? Yes. So, there. I think the blame is because the Abbey's constructed in a way that compounds the flooding. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, so what would you even call the relationship between them? What relationship are you to the person who married your... Wait, it's just stepmother. What am I talking about? There's absolutely a word for that. I'm extremely intelligent and know how to speak English. Shut up. We have a few more entries here. Matins, monastic hour, current responding to 2 AM is used for the night prayer. So it's not really surprising that we slept through it. English is your first language and has to struggle with it. I mean, it's mine as well. What? So, did you not think English was my first language? It very much is. Admit sleep is good. I don't know what you could possibly be insinuating at this precise moment in time, but yes, sleep is good, and you probably should sleep through the 2 AM prayers, unless you're a monk, in which case you chose that life, so get used to it. So can I get past the flooding? No? No, Peter and Yorg are just going to stare at it. Cool, cool, very cool. Guess I've got to find the long way around. Or was this the only way around? I don't know. Morning, Andres. Hello, Andreas. We all know British people speak British first, not English. I mean fair. And let's be real. My dialect is not all that British. Morning, Andres. So, Otto and Ava, huh? Yes, what about them? Come now, tell me some juicy details about what's going on between them. Not gossip, Andreas. Otto practically asked me to be his messenger. I'm only trying to understand how things stand. Did he really, or did you just assume the part all on your own? Started picking up poor habits during your time in Tassin, Andreas? Nah, a bunch of these came with me. I spent my gap year in Flanders getting stoned and doing crime. It was great. Can't be the Gertners. Peter is stern. Maybe the monks talk too much. Nah. Well, if you ask me, I think Otto's been a bit too slow about it. Oh? He's old enough already to not to be smitten like a boy. They both like each other. Seems to me if you found the right person, you should go for it. That's what I'd do. So where is Mistress Schmidten, if I may ask? Oh, that's a private matter. Oh, you can trust me, Andres. Aren't we friends? That's what the gossipers always say. But we are friends, I can't deny that. I do hope to find someone to have at my side as we build a family. God has not given me this blessing. Worry not. It could happen at any moment, Andres. One hopes so. I must get back to work, Andreas. Enough talk. Until later. And you know what? I think that might be enough talk for the moment. Because I need to take a short commercial break. So, as ever, I'm going to go and get some more water and stretch my legs and run some ads. I'd advise you to do 2 of those 3 things. Choose as you will. But yeah, move around, drink something, eat something, take your meds if you still need to. And I let the ads run and I will be back in a few minutes. Love you all. See you in a few. And I'm back. Hello, everyone. Every time I talk to Andres, I want to make some kind of deep-cut joke about largely non-notable traditional English Christmas carol this Andres night. Except for the fact that I don't know what the joke would be. Nobody would appreciate it but me, and also even I don't know that song that well. So the central town, have we been here before? I don't think we have. Oh god, more people that I will need to work out who the hell they are. The bakery, but before we go in, Ulrich, why are you so pissed through the window? God be with you, Andres. Seems like we have a good spring storm, though I hope it lets up soon. Good morning. I'm sure it will let up soon. As God wills it. Oh, Rick, I paid Gret for last week's pumpernickel. Sorry to make you wait for it. It's no trouble at all. Please say hello to Lucky for me. Who's Lucky? That's Lucky, apparently. Of course, now I'm off to home and then to the Pfeiffer's. Morning, Agnes. What's going on at the Pfeiffer's? This will be remembered, what? The fact that I let Agnes talk. Elena has about a month to go before a child is due. Her last one was hard. Didn't make it, God rest his soul. I just want to give her the best chance she can have. It is in God's hands. Trust in Providence. Always, Ulrich, but I'll do what I can to help. Why make the Lord do all the work? That is a solid attitude, Agnes. I must be off now. Good day to you both, and Andreas, stay out of the rain. I'm not going to claim I'm going to pray for people because noted heretic. Until later, Agnes. Now I'll go into the bakery. You're still staring through that window like it owes you money. God bless you, Andreas. Oh. Nothing to talk about. All the children in this are adorable. Hi! Hi to you as well, Anna. And Gret. Andreas, such a pleasure to see you and looking so handsome as always. Back for more on my rye. Dear Gret, you know I can't stay away from your rye. Andreas. I was passing by and thought I should say hello. Now I must say goodbye. And you're a good man. Well, you're always welcome here, Andreas. And always welcome to my rye. Be well. Till later, Gret. The children in this make it feel very, Secret of Kells. Oh, there's so much in town still, and here's Schlau, who is a cat, and thus we made pet. Yes. Secret of Kells is so pretty. I haven't seen it in some time. And then I got Song of the Sea. I found a DVD of it in a charity shop on holiday last summer. I haven't watched it yet. This is what you do, is you buy media, and then by virtue of it being in your house, you have somehow experienced it, right? I like to think that's the system. Nobody is in this house. And yet I am not allowed to rob anything. Who's the real criminal here, developers? We can go to the North Town. There's a chicken. Why can't we pet the chickens, developers? More ruins. I wonder if they're from the old Roman colony. Here we have a locked door. The Stoltz house. Go and talk to them about why they weren't in Back to the Future. Deep cut joke, that. Castings like to have so much woundwork naturally growing. I had to buy it back in Nuremberg. Cool. Nothing. This is the game saying, stop dicking around and actually go to the Abbey. Can't go into the Drucker's house because, as aforementioned, stop screwing around. But hello, a conversation. Father, I've said this before, but it isn't good that the water drains here so quickly. It's affecting the foundation. It needs to be looked at. I understand, but if you dig here, you may be disturbing the bodies decomposing in the yard. Cats and dogs are friends, and chickens are tiny dinosaurs with rage issues. Yeah? So what's your point? So am I? Of course, Father, but they're going to be dug back up again anyway. Yes, yes, but why disturb them unnecessarily? It's your church, Father, but you can't put this off forever. The foundation is going to crack. I understand. Perhaps after some of the bones we moved to the ossuaries. Thank you, Lucky. Good day, Master Marla. Day, Father Thomas. Everything all right with the church? Oh, yes. Lucky was again reminding me of the dangerous severe rainfall composed to the foundation. God looks after his flock, but sometimes the pen requires an earthly hand. It will be taken care of. God be with you, Andreas. And with you, Father Thomas. Till later. Everything is fine, say people clearly aware that everything is not fine. Hello again, Till. Hello there, Master Marler. Hello, Till. Bumped into any ghosts lately? Ha! Awkwardness! You ever seen a nicer view? Don't get sights like this in the cities, I expect. I can't say that Nuremberg has many Roman ruins, no. Oh yes, Tassing's full of them. Quite the marvels they are. I don't pay much mind to the writing on them, as I can't read Latin myself, but you might enjoy giving them a look. I also didn't pick the things that would let me read Latin. If you do, you'll have to tell me if they match the old legends I read about. What sort of old legends? Well, when Father Matthias was abbot, he would let me borrow books from the abbey's library. I think I read through half of that library before Father Gernot became abbot. and now he gets scholar script. I do like how we're just getting a whole series of Andreas making snap judgments about people and then proving himself wrong. He and Father Thomas are strict about which books should be read now. It's Father Thomas. Books should glorify God, they say, not discuss the old pagan ways. Still, the accounts of the Romans in Tassing are my favourite. That old book talks about how the Roman knight Gaius Metellus defeated the, Riotii, I think it was. Heavy snowfall had him caught in this very valley. Barbarians on all sides when Mars sent a wolf to the night. Mars, the Roman god of war and agriculture. Mars represented civilization and peace through military might. Instead of killing the beast, Gaius followed it to a magical spring with trees covered in all sorts of fruit. Mars provided the wolf in the spring, and Gaius Metellus founded Tassing after defeating the barbarians to honour Mars. What an interpretation of Mars. Yeah, that's... peace through military might was a concept the Romans liked to talk about a lot. Big, the Romans call it, the Romans make a desert, energy. That's where all this came from. That sounds a lot like the story Brother Mattia told me about St. Moritz. Without the Roman gods, of course. And thus we've discovered syncretism. Oh, I hadn't thought of that. Both were snowed into this valley, weren't they? And saved near a spring. I wonder if it's the same story. Oh, I don't know about all that, Master Marler. A lot of stories get mixed up over the years. Might be all fable, but I enjoy the story all the same. Incidentally, I am loving doing this all in stereotypical deep west country farmer voice. It's nice to feel you're connected to those who came before you, even if it's only by the land you live on. I'd rather look forward to new opportunities, but I do see the value in looking back. To each his own, I suppose. It's been good chatting with you, Master Marler, but I'd better get back to work. You let me know if you find any particularly good books in that library, alright? I will. Till later, Till. What an interesting man. Martin? Hey, Martin. We get a friendly greeting from Martin? What? What is this interface? Have I talked to Smokey yet? Also a very interesting man, yes. So what, is this just saying, here are how your past choices have led to this? So, we told him to get to work, but also we were a thief and we told him how to thief. Hey, Andreas. I found the shit. Godspeed, you little thief. I should get to the scriptorium. Gernot will give me an earful of light again. Well, at some point Martin will fence that. Whatever the shit was. Hi, Miklaus. Still out in the rain, I see. God be with you, Andreas. Is God with us? Look at the rain. The weather is unfortunate, but the Baron's wife, Lady Salamea, will be arriving today. Lady Salamea? It's her. My lord intends to depart as soon as she arrives. How long have they been married? 7 years now. She's a fine woman, a true lady. I was hoping to bid farewell to the Baron before he leaves. I'm sure he would appreciate that. He spoke highly of you before he went to bed. He was glad you were willing to debate him at supper, even though he's sure the abbot will hold it against you. Could be like, well, this was worth debating, or ignore the abbot, he's too conservative, or I do what the Baron wants because he's our patron, or use our rapscallion background. I just love arguing, honestly. I'm really enjoying rapscallion, Andreas, I'll be real. Yeah, then you and my lord have much in common. Would it be fair to say I found the Baron's favour? Well, look at all these up arrows. We were honoured at the walk. We were fascinated by Luther, enthusiastic about the occult. We were respectful. We debated him at dinner. We tried to turn down the supper invitation. Didn't work. It would. My lord bade me give you a token of his friendship in his absence. He says it's a small thing compared to future commissions, but he hopes that you will wear it with pride. What an extraordinary pin. Please thank the Baron for me. I will keep it secure until I have clothing worthy of bearing it. You never want to try on any new accessories outside in the rain, for one. As you wish, of course. Where's your master gone, then? He went for a walk early in the morning. He didn't say when he'd be back. Oh, he's so dead. That seems odd, given the weather. Not odd for him. My lord enjoys hiking in all sorts of weather. A little rain never bothered him. I can sympathise. We Swadians enjoy a good walk through nature even in such conditions. The Baron seems to be quite an unusual man in many ways, brackets complimentary. Aye, it may be so. I only know him as my lord for these last 7 years. That reminds me. Do you see a short, surly-looking young man in a hat on your way up this morning? Surely you don't mean me. Wink. Ah, no, he was shorter than you by 2 hands at least. Now, we probably shouldn't grass him. I didn't see any short, surly man, I'm sorry. Ah, that's a shame. Did something happen? Some of my lord's rings went missing, along with some golden gold coins used as currency throughout the Holy Roman Empire. Though different standards exist for the gulden in different regions, because why have standardized currency? It's generally equivalent to the Florentine florin. No need to concern yourself, though. My lord is a man of means, he won't miss them. Perfect. Victimless crime, you're saying, then. The best kind. In any case, I must finish preparing the horses. It was good talking to you, Andreas. Of course, I hope this rain lets up for you soon. God willing. Until next time. Until then. So, Baron won't be in the guest house, or will he? Did he sneak in while Miklas wasn't looking? Or is he already dead? I can't go upstairs, so I don't know. We should probably head to work. Moseying along in my hose, doing a little hose mosey. Hoseying, if you will. Okay, for some reason, just seeing that bucket there is very charming. That's just a nice touch. Just little things like that do go a long way to making your environment seem real and lived in. How the hell do we get to the scriptorium again? Through the dormitory, that's it. Oh, this is wonderful. The rest of the abbey is soaked and there's not a drop of rain in here. It seems the abbot had Otto replace the roof to the scriptorium and library last month. With the calefactory next door, we can stay warm while everyone else is cold and wet. Calefactory, I'm assuming, is where the heating is done. A communal warming room in monasteries. Calefactories are usually attached to the cloister, but in Kirsau it's part of the old abbey and therefore connected to the old scriptorium. Keeps the monks warm and the library dry. Neat. Instead of bragging about our good fortune, you should think upon your brothers and sisters and pray for their health and safety. The abbot's foresight saved a lot of our work and protected what's in the library. The town hasn't fared as well. I'm sure they'll be fine. More importantly, if they're not, I don't care. Wow, Guy, you suck. Brother Guy, your art is harder than the stone of this floor. Yes, the grumpy old monk, but was his nice one. Mustard's saying, yep. Brother Piero, haven't you seen him yet today? I did before Brother Guy arrived. Brother Piero left to speak to the abbot some time ago. What? Where's my chair ringing the bell? Can't be taxed already. I pray it stops soon. Such cacophony is an assault on my frail ears. It's not stopping. I suppose this means we're being summoned to the chapter house. God, give me the strength to endure the rain. It's 50 feet, old man. You'll be fine. Also, the bell has stopped. God, give me the strength to endure this man. Valid. And we ignore the bell, for we have magical powers of being not a monk. It's still not stopping. What's going on? This can't all be because of the storm. They should see what's the matter. Fine, I guess. Ah, so here's the calefactory. Wait, where did they say? Chapter house. That was a scream. Ooh, what? Did I go the wrong way? No. I just changed area before it had time to really register. Okay, somebody screamed. How do we get to the chapter house? Is it through the cloister? It's coming from just down the hall. Maybe the chapter house? Yes, screams from chapter house. I know. Hello, brother Sabat. I think something terrible is... No, that's not his accent. I think something terrible is up. Lost my address. Oh, would you look at that? Would you actually look at that? Is the Baron dead? Who could have seen this coming? Gasp for murder in this murder mystery game. Well, it only took us like 5 hours to get to it. What's happened? I think the Baron has been hurt. Please, father, where is brother Florian? Have him come quickly. Be silent, brother. Brother Florian, if you please. I'm sorry, father. There's nothing to be done. He's dead. Sister Margareta, calm yourself. Sister Gertrude, please take Sister Margareta back into the garden. Yes, Mother Cecilia. Gonna love the motives I end up discovering. Hey, now no spoilers. God protect us. The Baron is, and was, a friend of the Prince Bishop of Freising. Why is he so worried about the Prince Bishop? Sabi is odd in more than one way. Its existence offends some in the church. We are far enough from Rome and Mainz that everyone forgets about us, but this could bring unwanted attention. Florian, how easily do you think you could dispose of this body? Father Abbot, what are you saying? Why are you questioning me? Why are you wasting precious time? You want to see the soldiers of the Prince Bishop march up our steps and fling your brothers and sisters out of our home? Everybody says God protect us in their own language. Silence! Quiet! Calm yourselves, all of you. Father Abbot, Baron Rothvogel's manservant is already preparing to leave. Baron's wife should be here in a matter of hours. This is not the time for rash decisions. Yes, you're right. Forgive me. But then, what will we do? We must send the Baron's man to the court of the Prince Bishop in Freising at once. Mother Cecilia, the Baron said the Prince Bishop's Archdeacon was in Innsbruck for the Imperial Diet. Even better, swift action will silence any whispers of impropriety on our part. Given the Baron's stature, the Archdeacon will undoubtedly come to investigate immediately. We must cooperate with him fully and pray for a speedy resolution. Yes. Good. Thank you, Mother Cecilia. Brother Voislav, please detain Brother Piero in the cellar until the Prince Bishop's man arrives. What? Brother Piero? Why? Yeah, I'll take him over my dead body. Do not test my will, Andreas! It wasn't your will I was going to test, Father. We are just going max fighty today. He was caught in flagrante delicto, covered in blood with a knife in his hand. Translation, in flagrante delicto, in blazing offence, indicating an individual has been caught in the act of committing a crime. That's just a phrase. Father, do you really believe that Brother Piero is capable of such a foul deed? Yes, capable enough when motivated by anger. I had no anger against the Baron, Father Abbot. I simply came across him like this. No anger? Not even for insulting your work and forcing us to give it to Andreas? This is not a subject for debate. When the Prince Bishop man arrives, we must not be empty-handed. I'm not going to say he wasn't physically capable, because we don't know that. He wasn't angry. Anyone who is in the scriptorium knows that. Even Guy knows that. Be quiet. This is not your affair. It is my affair if you're going to make me part of Brother Piero's supposed motive. I am through debating this with you. My decision stands. Brother Voislav will detain Brother Piero in the cellar until I say otherwise. Brother Florian, please escort Andreas out of the abbey. Andreas, do not show your face here again until tomorrow. Do you understand me? This is ridiculous, but yes. Yeah. I just decided to start blasting. Andreas, listen to me. I sympathise with you. I don't think Piero did this either, but this isn't the time to push the abbot. I'm sure the other brothers and sisters believe Piero's innocent as well. The abbot is worried about the Prince Bishop's attention. If you have any recommendations, I'd love to hear them. Take a few hours to calm your nerves and your mind. You need to think clearly. Go to the Druckers, eat a good meal, and come back at Gnomes. Monastic hour corresponding to 3 PM, one for little hours of prayer. We won't have much time, but tap my window with a small stone and I'll let you in. Let me in for what? To examine the body. You literally have a medical background. And Andreas, sort it out. 2 days, 2 hours remain. Oh no, time limits. I should follow Florian's advice and go to the Druckers. Hey look, it's Florian. Florian mandated dinner. Hopefully it will clear my head. Well, my class is gone already. Can I investigate the guest house? Will there be anything now that I'm in detective mode? Aha! Is this a letter to the Baron from Prior Ferenc? And it says, Baron Rothvogel, trotz eure wiederholten Erforderungen und unterschwelligen Drohungen, den Inquisitoren in Innsbruck meine Lesegewohnheiten zu offenbaren, werde ich bei eurem Besuch in Kirchsau keine Rituale für euch durchführen. Bitte beendet diese törichtes Treiben sofort zum Molo und sicher beide zählen. Which, you know, I of course know what that means, but just in case. My god, Ferenc was blackmailing Ferenc to get him to perform some kind of occult ritual. It's one thing to read books on magic, but if you were foolish enough to attempt to actually practice what's written in them. Some of the substances used in these rituals are dangerous, even lethal, and God forbid someone in the Inquisition finds out about it. A clue. So we will absolutely bother the Prior about that later. But for now, we should probably go get lunch. Hello, Till. Wait, am I tracking blood? Hello, Master Marler. Hey, Amelie, good work on the recognition. That's not how you pronounce that. It doesn't rhyme with recognition, Emma. What the hell are you doing? Maybe footprints in the mud in the rain. Yeah, that would make sense too. Oh, I'd forgotten his movable type. I'm sure I already gave him a voice, but I can't remember what it was. Good day, Andreas. Back from the Abbey already? It's only noon. No, that's the same voice as a lot of people. We'll work it out. Andreas, are you alright? I'm not sure. Well, why don't you come inside and sit down for a minute? If it's not an imposition, I would appreciate a moment to rest. Not an imposition at all. My friends are always welcome in my home. Besides, I could use your opinion on something. and we were never seen again. Good day, Andreas. Should I fix you a plate? If it's not too much trouble, I'd appreciate it. It would be my pleasure. This rain's got everyone's spirits down. Hopefully a good meal could cheer you up. Hello. Hello, Bertolt. How are you? Sleepy. I'm back to my workshop. This voice is going all over the place. I have... At least not everybody's ill Peter this time, but again, just all of our voices are converging. I'm going to do a new run of Till Eulenspiegel. There was a printer a few years ago in Strasbourg, but it was awful. Almost bereft of illustrations. Now, let's change it up. What do you think of these new ones? Now, are we nice or are we truthful? The figures and composition are terrific, but the background's quite dense and busy. I would suggest running this in 2 passes with the background elements in a lighter ink to help the characters stand out. Everyone's a critic. That's a fine idea. I'll pass on your compliments to Marie. Are these her woodcuts? They are. The drawings were mine, but she did the block cuts. I've got enough talent to draw the designs, but only she can do the woodcuts and the type. Bless us, O Lord, and these are gifts which we are about to receive from your bounty. Through Christ our Lord. Amen. 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 I'm angry. Amen. Yeah, all the children in this are very, very precious. Andreas, what were the bells for at the Abbey? They were sounding for a long time. The visiting nobleman, Lorenz Rothvogel, was found murdered in the chapter house. God in heaven, he just rode by here yesterday. Yes, and it gets worse. One of the elderly brothers I work with in the scriptorium, Piero, was accused of the crime. That's awful, a murder in Kirsau. How can a monk do such a thing? I'm sorry, Andreas. The Baron seemed like an interesting man, and I know he's been a patron of the Abbey for years. How did he die? Could it have been an accident? And does the abbot really believe that Brother Piero killed him? You've always spoken of him in the kindest terms. It seems like Lorenz had been stabbed. I don't know. There was a lot of blood around him. But no, I can't believe Piero did it. I can't imagine him harming anyone. Stabbed? It's hard for me to imagine a monk doing that as well, but who knows? Oh, but could it have been one of the sisters? But if it wasn't Brother Piero, who do you think could have done it? I did see Lucky Steinauer getting into a shouting match with Lorenz yesterday, just before I walked by your place. Was it a shouting match? That's not how I voiced it. Lucky? Why would he have cause to shout at a nobleman? What do we eat? Sausage? Farm's bread? Pasta? That is all. Pasta. There's probably something else going on that you wouldn't know about, dear. What do you mean by that? I'm not one to trade gossip, but if you really want to know, talk to some of the other women in town. Or Mother Cecilia up at the Abbey. What? Why Mother Cecilia? I didn't realise she saw much of Tazink. Oh, there's no need for that. Lucky is a forthright man. I'm sure if you ask him, he'll tell you what the argument was about. Thank you both. That's good advice. There's something else, though. When Lorenz and I were walking through the meadow, the widow Camperin came out of the woods, and I'll click on her just so we can see Attilia there, and it will start giving me the red line. Yes? Well, she cursed him? I'm not surprised. Cecilia's late husband Rannig ran afoul of Lorenz on his last visit to Tatting. I don't remember the details, but Rannig died just last year, and Attilia hasn't been the same since. Now we have bread. Just carbs on carbs on carbs. She was always an old bitch, even before she was old. Klaus, that's enough. She's had to deal with a Job's lot in life. Now she lives all alone at the edge of the woods. There are rumours she's going to lose her property soon. I do pity her, even if she is a bitter woman. There should be some exception in the law for her to inherit. That seems like it would be more just, yeah. It wasn't always this way. I think my great-grandmother inherited this land way back when. Well, if men changed it, they could change it back. You're right, as always, my dear. Wifey I Klaus Droker. Enough about Attilia. Is there anyone else you think may have done it? I don't know if he has any ill intent, but Prior Ferenc has been acting strangely since the day Lorenz arrived. Perhaps an academic disagreement. I know they're both avid readers, both of classics and new works. On his last visit, the Baron bought a book on astronomy from me. I know the Prior has some similar interests. Would the Prior kill someone over a simple disagreement? I know things. It's not as strange as you might think. Within the world of astronomy, some have opinions they would kill for. Satan is not a pogo stick. What's an opinion for some is a testament of faith for others and worth killing for. That may be so, but I've never seen that sort of anger in Prior Ferenc, not even when Gernot was made abbot instead of him. Afterwards, he just seemed bitter, but never violent. That just doesn't seem to be part of his character. So, Lucky, the widow, and the Abbey Prior. Anyone else? There was something strange when we approached the Abbey together. Mother Cecilia was outside with some of the sisters. Mother Cecilia scowled and took the nuns inside without saying a word. It sounds like they have a history, at least. And now we eat this sausage. I do not know Mother Cecilia personally, but I've never heard anyone speak badly of her. If she had cause to dislike the Baron, I must believe she had good reason. Well, Andreas, it sounds like there's a lot to look into. Yeah, thanks for talking to me. I was feeling overwhelmed. Emotional honesty. You were always welcome here, Andreas. Anytime. Yeah. You are especially welcome with this one. God be with you, Andreas. Thank you. Be good until I come back, Bertolt. I'll try. And now it's investigation time. Several leads to follow, but where should I start? I could talk to Lucky Steinauer. He's probably working in front of his house. The widow Kemperin lives south of here, near Franz Bauer. Clicking on Franz for the line. Prior Ferenc is usually at the scriptorium, but I won't be able to talk to him until tomorrow. Speaking of the scriptorium, I really should look at what Ferenc was writing in that book yesterday. Still, nothing would prevent me from talking to Mother Cecilia in the convent. But if I don't attend Brother Florian's examination of the body at the Abbey, he'll have to do it without me. So many things, so many things. I think the forensics should really come first, especially when I spent all of this XP on this, what's his name? Medical background. Hydrate and stretch, good point. Oh, yeah, definitely good point. That's an interesting sound of breaking twigs. Yes, go and do some forensics. So our book is now full of leads. Oh my god, so many leads. So, just for the record, what do we have? Archdeacon investigation, so my class has gone to get the Archdeacon. The Flood is the bit about Florian's investigation. Stonemason and Anger should talk to Lucky. Widow's Curse should talk to Attilia. Cold Hands, I need to go and investigate more on what Ferenc was writing in the book, and also just talk to him. And Baron and the Nun, I have an entrance to the library through the crypt, which is probably significant. I just have to go inside after the nuns have left, and Mother Cecilia knows something, so we talk to her as well. And we have new listings for Franz Bauer, brother of Johannes Johann Bauer. Franz is married to Kat and is the father of Martin. Franz is known for his brusque, abusive nature and intimidating presence. Why are all these men abusive? Even better, Prior Forensics. Sigh. I won't say I expected better, but you know. Anna Albanin, daughter of Ulrich and Gret. Adorable. Lady Salomea, wife of Lorenz Rothvogel, from a well-respected Viennese family, has been married to the Baron for 7 years. Not Emily, I don't make good puns. But bad puns are good puns in their own way. Why is it still saying I have more people marked? Forgot Father Thomas. Servant priest for Tassink tends to his flock to Our Lady of the Labyrinth, which is a rad name for a church. Wow, something didn't agree with my throat there. Let's go and throw a rock to Monk's window. Would have loved it if we'd just picked too big a rock and just smashed the window. Andreas, this way. There you are, I'm glad the storm didn't delay you. Now, even though I gave instructions that I was not to be disturbed, we must work quickly. Seeing a corpse up close can be unsettling for some. Hope you're up to it. Wow. I have so many reasonings. Seen many animal corpses. Human death is also part of nature. Studied medicine for a while in university. I'll be fine. I've been in enough street fights to see a good share of blood. No, let's go with the actual subject we studied. Seeing a dead body is different from examining one directly. Now then, you should probably take notes as we go. It might be useful later. Of course. Well, about to do an autopsy, I guess. I will begin by inspecting his anterior, starting with the face and head. No visible wounds, no blemishes. Teeth in good condition, nothing unusual. Neck, shoulders and chest are ordinary. I need to clean some blood away to examine the torso. Yes, there it is. A puncture wound between the 6th and 7th ribs. It's fairly shallow, though. I estimate it penetrated only about 1 inch, and it likely came from his own hand. Wait, he inflicted it on himself? How can you tell? From the angle and depth of the strike, it's as though he were holding it in his right hand as he fell on this side. You must know that I was not always a monk. I was a mercenary for 10 long years in Poland. My familiarity with wounds comes from my time on the battlefield. I'm no true surgeon, but I am the closest Kersau has. Ooh, you must have fought in Moldavia against the Ottomans then. I'm not going with Glorious. I can't imagine what that must have been like. I wouldn't wish war on anyone, but it did instill me with some knowledge of the ways of life and death. Hopefully it will bring some clarity to the matter at hand. He must have some other wound that issued forth all the blood we found him in. Or it was the attackers. This means nothing yet. Who do you think killed him? I don't know. I can't even speculate. All I can do is examine this body and hope that you can figure out the rest. Simply pointing out the implausibility of Brother Piero striking the fatal blow may not be enough to convince the Archdeacon. Brother Piero never should have picked up that knife. I'm sure the appearance of guilt never even crossed his mind. Now then, let's move on. Well, there's a sore on his sex, probably from the French disease. I doubt it had anything to do with his murder. Lovely. The disease French soldiers received in the brothels of Naples. Which, yeah, I mean, specifically, when they... I'd say specifically, I think, like, probably gonorrhea, but the French disease covered all kinds of STIs back in the day. Because, hey, when you want to imply that something is, you know, a little bit prurient, you just say French. Yes, how do you know of it? I literally already told you I did medicine. We discussed it at university. Yes, it's spread rapidly, even north of the Alps. The treatment is dire as it involves heavy mercury consumption. Anyway, it seems the Baron was not the most faithful husband, not uncommon among the nobility. Nah, don't be like, oh my god, aren't you a monk? Not everybody's born a monk. Moving down. Other than a few blisters on his feet from what I assume are new shoes, there's nothing wrong with his legs. Andreas, can you help me turn him over? Grunt an affirmation stoically. No, this is not... We are not having a piercing contest right now, of course. This is not the manly off. Well, there's the head wound that all the blood came from. There's a slight irregularity in his spine, possibly from an old injury. I don't think it has anything to do with how he died, though. I understand the Baron enjoyed hiking in the wilderness. The most beautiful places are often the most difficult to reach. It's easy to get injured if you aren't careful, especially if you're in a truly wild and remote place. It seems like a silly thing to risk your life for, but I'm not one to talk. Whatever the reason, it didn't contribute to his death. Here it is, a rather dramatic head wound. The dark hair and the blood make it difficult to see, but it's quite bad. In my experience, I've never seen someone walk away from a head wound of this severity. I imagine the force of the impact would have to be quite great to crack the skull. Quite right. I see your medical training was not forgotten. I mean, all I really said there was that the skull is strong, which one would hope is common sense. I like the benefit of university study, but the battlefields of Poland and Lithuania did provide an education of sorts. We know. I wish I'd finished my degree. I could be of more use to you now. There's no need to despair. Many hands will make more work in this instance. The wound looks like it was caused by a single powerful blow from a blunt object, probably no more than 4 or 5 inches across. How can you tell? The skull's cracked in a single spot and there's a clear impression in the skin around it. It would take extraordinary precision to hit the same spot twice unless the Baron were already dead. It's likely he didn't die immediately. How long could he have survived for? I've seen similar injuries in battle. The victims don't last more than a few minutes, but it's an agonizing death. Even so, he couldn't have wandered far from where the blow was first struck. So he may not have been attacked in the chapter house. He was either attacked in the chapter house or someplace in the immediate area. What about the big garden? It's possible, but an incredible risk. The abbot's house looks out directly on the garden. Anyway, whatever killed the Baron was a blunt instrument of considerable heft. The part that impacted him was likely a little smaller than a fist. Whoever did it got the jump on him. That's the way to do it. Blow to the head unaware. Unfortunately, I have to agree with you. We're both wildly unsavoury people with medical experience. I suppose that he was struck, drew his knife to defend himself, and fell on it before Brother Piero discovered him. So, I believe we've discovered two important things. Piero didn't stab the Baron, and even if he had, that isn't what killed him. Indeed, though it may take more to convince the Archdeacon of Brother Piero's innocence. And we also know that the Baron was killed by a blow to the head from a heavy, blunt object. Now you just need to find what caused the blow and learn who struck it. Oh, there is one other item of interest. I found it in the Baron's jacket, but didn't want to open it without you. After meeting, but have fun with the murder? Well, have fun with the meeting. Have less murder with the meeting. Let's go with that. If nobody gets struck in the head and killed in your meeting, then I'm going to call it a success. And if somebody does, I claim no responsibility. A note of some kind. Oh, and actually, tell you what, I want to get to the menu before I do the thing. I'm going to have to break in a second. I trust you to open it more carefully than I would. Das Mädchen, das Star. Die Vereinschuldigung mit ihr. Matüsina. Capital House. What does it say? The girl who died and the innocent with her. Martin's chapter. The girl? What girl and what innocent? Someone from the village? That could be anyone, and I'm not familiar with the families as you are. Can you tell who wrote it? I don't think they're French or Flemish. It would be some form of Bastarda script. Bastarda and Burgundian scribes write similarly, but nah, this is a highly refined Gothic hand. As good as Edoc and Guy are, I don't think they could replicate this. What? Really? If not them? Who? I intend to find out. I wish you good luck finding the answer. Now, I'm sorry to rush you, but must ask you to leave. Every minute you stay here is additional... Yep. I'm not going to be sassy at this point in time. Brother Florian, could you open up? It's Venasos, the physician from Tassing. Yes, I'm in the middle of something. Could you return after supper? I'm afraid I can't wait. Father Gernot asked me to examine the Baron's body. Alright, just give me a moment. Andreas, I need you to hide yourself. Of course. Don't argue, just do the thing. Wow, such stealth, Andreas. Wow. Ah, Dr. Stoltz. Sorry to keep you waiting. Now, what did you need? The abbot wanted me to examine the Baron's body before his wife arrived. It seems unnecessary at this point, as I've just completed my own examination. Well then, what's the harm in letting me take a look? Dr. Stoltz, with all respect, I've finished. Cause of death is clear. If you had arrived an hour ago, I would have had no problem with your assistance. Assistance? I'm a university-trained physician. I can examine a corpse on my own without the help of a battlefield sawbones. No, Don't do the thing. Regardless of your opinions regarding my abilities, the examination is finished. If you insist on inspecting the body anyway, I must insist that the abbot tells me himself. What, making me bring the abbot here is a waste of time. So is performing an examination on this corpse immediately after one was just completed. Idiotic. I'll return with Father Gernot presently. Wow, somehow Nat 20'd that stealth roll. That was close. Now, quickly leave through the cloister before they return. Of course. Thank you, Brother Florian. Think nothing of it. I'll see you tomorrow. Till then. And now it Vespers. I should find someone to eat with. Impossible for a man to eat on his own. But we'll find out who we're eating with in a few minutes, because I need to go and take a short break, as ever. I'm going to go and get some more water, move around a bit. And I would recommend that all of you all do the same. Have a drink, have a snack, have your meds if you still need to. Let the ads run, and I will be back in probably like 5-10 minutes, we'll see. A few minutes. I will be back in minutes. Cool. Love you all. See you in a few. And I'm back. Hello, everyone. Emily in chat while I was away saying, to be fair, we make so many plans that we forget the bad ones and only remember the good ones. Bold of you to assume. Never forgotten anything in my entire life. I think it says a lot about how generally even-keeled I am at the moment, that half my brain is still trying to make that This Endless Night joke work. Despite the fact that, as I say, I don't even know the tune of that carol, and my brain keeps going, hey, is it this tune? No, that's the Wexford Carol. Okay, but what about this tune? That's not just the Wexford Carol, that's the same recording of the Wexford Carol. Okay, what about this tune? That is Detroit Rock City by Kiss. Which I'm reasonably sure is not based on a traditional English Christmas carol. Bray. But hey, who can say for sure? Anyway, we should find someone to eat with. But I can't get that note out of my head. This one. It's stuck in my head. I think we call that tinnitus. The girl who died and the innocent with her. What could it mean? And who wrote it? These are indeed things I would love to know. Can I go and have dinner with Sister Cecilia? No, it seems I cannot. Could I go into the convent? Not the convent proper. But then that only makes sense. Nothing interesting and new in there. But Mass Finger while we're here. Okay. Back to the upper abbey. Lower abbey. Out of the abbey. Let's go back to the village. Or, I don't know, we could go down to the forest. Down in yon forest, that's the thing I could reference. Let's see if Smokey and whatever the other guy's name was want to have dinner. Václav, that's it. Did you need something, Master Marla? Would you mind if I joined you for a meal? Are you sure? Why wouldn't I be? Most decent folk don't like to associate with my kind. They like the charcoal, but they hate the burner. Ah, they're idiots. Let's eat. Well then, I suppose you're welcome. This alright with you, Václav? I suppose. Alright. Good. Good. Bless us, O God, and these your gifts, which we are about to receive from your bounty. Through Christ our Lord, amen. 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 Thank you for the hospitality. Of course, we're glad to have you. How else will Václav get his town gossip? Stop, I don't... Alright, I was only kidding. Everybody's favourite line. I enjoy the songs of little birds now and then. I'll sing a few with Václav. I don't sing gossip or otherwise. Smokey is... It's a stupid joke, don't worry about it. Don't sulk about it then. Select food item to eat. What do we even have? A scrap of mountain cheese, some jerky, and some almonds. In truth, I'm the gossip master, Marla. I can't carouse with proper people, but I'd like to know what's going on. And then cheese. If you tell me some of your gossip, I'll tell you some of mine. We don't have any good gossip. Dang it. I don't want to get anyone in trouble, Smokey. Who's causing trouble? We're just a few men in the forest passing the time. We are 2 men in the forest. We will do what you want. I don't like it when people spread rumors about me, so I'd rather not do it to others. Gossip gets people hurt. You two are like a couple of old women, no fun at all. No one's getting hurt, we're just telling stories. Alright then, what have you heard? Václav knows something about the prior. Don't you, Václav? Why are you dragging me into this? Look, either you tell the story or I'll tell my version of it. Stupid. Fine. A few weeks back I saw that man, the Hungarian, in the woods. He was doing some kind of ritual with blood. That's not a good sign. The use of blood is often associated with black magic. Well, yeah. Black magic? Well, I don't care what colour it is, it sounds bad to me. Whose blood was it? How would he know? His. Oh, okay. He cut his hand in the middle of the ritual and dripped the blood into a cup, I think. He kept repeating some phrase over and over. 6 weeks, 10 every, or something. Scared you, didn't it, Václav? Well, I don't mind if people have strange beliefs. Let people do what they want. I just don't like blood. What's inside the body should stay inside. Some invocations require a blood sacrifice so the spirit has something material to work through. I'm just going to give you a lesson on the occult over lunch. Work through? Yeah, to do the bidding of the practitioner. That sounds bad. You heard anything else lately? Nothing else comes to mind. Well, the good brothers and sisters at the Abbey may have the townsfolk fooled, but not old Smokey. They get up to all sorts of things in these woods. Oh? Smokey. Oh, please, no one around here cares if I live or die. Sure don't care about what I say to people. Until they do. Fine, say what you want. You know that monk and nun who do the shopping in town? Brother Voislav and Sister Matilda. Well, they do more than shop together. They meet in the woods sometimes, where no one can see. No one except old Smokey. And do the things adults do. You understand? Smokey. What? It's true. I mean, both of these things are true. Good for them. If they're happy, what's the harm? Certainly seemed happy. Very happy, if you get my meaning. Yes, I understand. Thank you. Yes, well. You heard anything else lately? No, nothing. No matter. There's plenty more to tell. Well, Jesus, it's just like, we'll share some gossip. I don't have any gossip. In that case, I'll give you all of mine. Well, the old town's built on Roman ruins, right? Piece of an old town set underneath the abbey, too. Hundreds of years ago, the Romans built all sorts of things up here. And one day they just vanished. We're built on their old bones. You still have to be careful where you step in this forest. You're liable to fall into an old ruin. Or get scared halfway to the grave by a ghost. It's true. Smokey saw a ghost. Oh, I love ghost stories. As do I, but this is no story. It was late in the evening. The moon was high, painting the leaves all soft and silver. It certainly sounds like a story. I heard a rustling in the meadow, like wind through grass, like whispers. I looked up. This is my favourite part. This is good. And there he was, standing in the meadow like he's carved out of moonlight, bent near in half. He looks at me and it's like I've been speared straight through to my soul. Just those two eyes, like dark pools, boring right into me. And his edges, the borders of him, they... Give me a word. They shimmer. So hard it hurts to look straight at him. Can't help it, I blink. Like God himself closed my eyes. This chill wind blows through me, the very breath of winter. And when I look back, he's gone. Cool, I'm gonna have some almonds. I love that story. So a weird guy looked at you. Is that the whole story? It's that Twitter thread, isn't it? It's just so many classic. Just horror is an important genre to explore. So many of the deep questions of human experience. Like, what if there was a weird guy who looked at you? Maybe you really did see a ghost. Let's not immediately insult his stories. Anyway, these ruins are haunted. Hey, Smokey, I have to get back to sharpening knives for the albums. Alright, enough talking. Good to see you, Master Marla. Drop by again sometime. Thank you for having me, Smokey. Till next time. We learnt things. Should get some sleep. Sure, that is the thing you could do. Or, and hear me out, now that everyone's gone to bed, you could try exploring that secret passage into the library. Okay, so it's through here. Go along here? I think it's along here. No, that's just up to the abbot's house, where we do not in fact want to go. Oh no, because it's through the cemetery, which is in the upper abbey. It's just, you know, the business end of the cemetery is lower than everywhere else on account of it being dug into the ground on account of cemetery. I mean, I'm also not meant to be going into church, but as long as I don't run into anyone, it's all fine. End of this hallway. See? Seamless. Nobody saw a thing, and even if they did, I don't know where that was going to go. Ikiakit, Frato get harder, stand upons. 15, 17. Father Gerhardt's been dead quite some time. Why is his grave disturbed? Interesting. But we can't disturb it any further, which is fair. Is the crypt entrance not around here? Was this not where it was? Oh no, it's up through the church. The crypt is separate from the cemetery, with my confusion. Nobody noticed a thing, oh no. Oh shit! Matches the Abbey Circuitor. If he sees me, he'll kick me out. A Circuitor is the monk responsible for making rounds in the Abbey to make certain everyone's where they're supposed to be, doing what they're supposed to do. To keep out of sight until he's passed. You think he can't see well? Yes, I get the whole thing with making the rounds, and that's what Circuitor means. Yeah, wow, that easiest stealth section ever. To the crypt. What are we looking at over here? Foundations of this abbey were built when the Romans occupied this land, not long after the death of Christ. Yes, we saw that already, didn't we? And then up into the library. If I got these stairs, it's going to take a while to find the records I need. I'll lose some time tomorrow morning unless I turn back now. Also, I don't actually know what I'm looking for. Huh. Still, maybe I'll find something. Is this the game saying, you should really wait until you know what you're looking for? Fine, we wait. Now I leave, while the clap on my cheeks alerts Brother Matthew. And we go home. No premonitions to shout at me tonight, Emily. It's a long old run back to where we're staying. Yes, I know you don't do... I said Amelie, not Emily. Come on. And let's get some rest. Yes, go to sleep. Also, there's a bucket in the corner there. Could you not have put it under the leak? Hello, Ursula? Stare at this child. Good morning. Oh, it's not morning. It's the middle of the night, Ursula. What are you doing up here? Sam! I see. Would you like me to tell you a story? Would that help you sleep? You heard the story of the cat in the cradle. This will be remembered, oh no. Far up north in Flanders, where Lennox Mill came from, There's a town by the sea. Look, it's Leonard, he starts. 100 years ago, there was a great flood there on the feast of St. Elizabeth. The mother of John the Baptist. She became pregnant in old age after it was foretold by the Archangel Gabriel, and she replied, "Really? Do I have to?" You know how mad your dad gets when the water comes through your farm? Well, it was like that. Much worse. If your dad saw St. Elizabeth's flood, he'd probably lose all his hair on the spot. The waters rose so high that everyone had to leave the town. Many families lost their homes. You told her fairy tales? Well, it was marked as specifically because I'd spent my gap year in Flanders, so presumably your different background would have given you different material. When the floodwaters went down, the townsfolk went to look for survivors. Would you believe that they saw a baby's cradle floating in the water? I know, strange credulity, but it's about to get even stranger. There was a cat on the cradle. It was jumping back and forth to keep the waves from getting in. The townsfolk couldn't believe it, so they slowly rowed their way out to the cradle. And when they looked inside, what did they see but a tiny baby, warm and dry? Anyway, that's why they named the town Kinderdijk. Well, makes more sense if you know Dutch. God, I feel like I end a lot of jokes like that. Just like, well, that joke made sense if you also knew the bits of French and Icelandic I was punning on. Well, that all happened. It's prime, get up, time to get back to work, investigate the death of the man. Morning, Ursula. And... like I say, I'm not one for cute kids, but she's a very cute kid. I was told to talk to some of the women in town. Hello, Andreas. It's nice to see you out and about. Morning, Clara. Keeping busy? Always. If it's not the washing, it's the cooking, the mending, the tidying. I'll lose my head if I count at all. That feels like a real typo. And that's before we get to the wool. Oh, goodness, all that wool. The sheep are lambing already? So soon, I know. I didn't think you'd notice. I am a student of the world. We shared the we didn't share the youths. That would be a different... I speak the language good. We sheared the ewes last week to prepare for the lambing. You remember the bleating, I'm sure. How could you forget? My ears are still ringing. Now the wool's all washed and we've got a pile of spinning to get through before the lambs are born. Where will we find the time? It keeps sounding like the youths. Look. Combination there of my accent, and I suppose probably a bit of the noise filtering. So there's not going to be that much obvious difference between the yous and the youths. Which, even as I say it, I'm like, yeah, those sound basically the same, Emma. But I swear, there's a th in there. Yous, not youths. Yeah, it's... It had never occurred to me before how similar those sound in my voice, but here we are. Cheering the Youths is my new indie band. Yeah. They're like a junior Shearwater cover band. That joke's funny to me and anybody else who knows Shearwater, I suppose. Who are not nearly as mainstream as I want them to be. Anyway, where the hell was I? Where will we find the time? Excellent. That sounds like a lot of work. Surely you have some help? Oh yes, sometimes more than we need. Many of the women in Tassing lend a hand, so it goes quickly. Many hands make light work, eh? Even baby Ursula. Oh, we give her a little ball to play with, but she's too young yet. Not for too much longer, though. My mother taught me to spin when I was still in soft shoes. I never had much of a hand for spinning, so I enjoy the company more than the work. Talk about sharing the youths for the lambing season. Very Scottish. Okay. It's rare so many of the women in town are in the same room together. We share recipes, stories, hardships, friendship, you know? And maybe a little bit of gossip, too. You all must know quite a lot about the goings-on in Tassing. We know some, it's true, but Johann Bauer's there to watch over us, so things can't get too rowdy. Oh, Andreas, you should come by. I would like that. Sounds like where we will get the gossip. Like that, thank you. Everyone will be glad to see you, I'm sure. You meet at Johann Bauer's house. Please come by in the morning or afternoon and speak to Johann. I should get back to my labours, but it was lovely to see you, Andreas. Take care. Be well, Clara. The spinning bee. It would be fun to have you spinning with us, Andreas. Yes, Eva, Clara's stepdaughter, because there is in fact a word for that. Morning, Big York. Hey, Andreas. Say hello to the girls today. Hey, Ava and Clara. No, I mean the chickens. Peter, James, John. I like it when you stroke the back. Or give them a good scratch under the breast. See? See, York agrees with us about petting the chickens. Now who's weird? Now who's a tiny rage-filled dinosaur? You named your chickens after the apostles. Not after some nice local flora? Yarrow, Eyebright, and Campion are suiting well. No, that would be rabbits. Rabbits, Andreas. Although I would read the version of Watership Down that was about chickens. I don't know those. Usually I just call them by the colour. There's the yellow ones in the meadow. Purple ones. But I hear about the apostles every Sunday in Mass. They witness greatest moments of glory. They witness Jesus' greatest moments of glory in his darkest trials. And I was thinking, that's how it is with the girls and me. They see everything I deal with around here. Ooh, how heretical do we feel like being? No, that makes... I feel like we're being a dick to Jorg at that point. I feel like we're being a dick to Jorg whichever of these we choose. That is surprisingly wholesome. Oh, yeah, no, I love Jorg. Jorg's great. Yeah, word of advice, maybe don't mention that to anyone else, especially the father. It's fine, I get it. I'll just call them those flowers you mentioned from now on. I don't recall your family eating eggs. What do you do with all of them? Oh, we sell them to the Bowers. Clara says we need the extra money for taxes. Anyway, I should get back to it. Until later, Andreas. Till then. Most of the peasants are great. Yep. Andreas. Oh, it's ill, Peter. We're gonna just infect everybody else's voice again, aren't we? God bless you. Cool. We didn't have to have any more of a conversation with ill Peter. Beehives. Johann's family keeps beehives for the honey and wax. Peter lives here, ill Peter lives here, and Peter the hen lives here. You make a good point. It's not just naming them after the apostles, it's one of them also is named after your father and grandfather. Who's Hans? We talked to Hans? Oh, is this Johann's kid? Hey, Andreas. How's it going, Hans? Keeping busy in the fields? It's a family name, the chicken's a family. It's valid, really. I guess. Do you like it? What? Farming. I never really thought about it. Dad says it has to get done whether I like it or not. What do you think about them? Uncle Franz said Brigitte might come out with the laundry today. Who's Brigitte? This is Brigitte. She's Martin's wife, right? She seems nice. She is. Nicer than Veronica, anyway. I wish Brigitte lived here instead of, No, I'm not saying that sentence to a child. I'm just not. That I have few lines, but that does seem to be one of them. No, thank you. I will. If I speak up, I am in big trouble. Till later, Hans. Bye. And here we have Johann. Have we talked to him? I can't remember. Andreas was just wondering when you would turn up. The gaggle said you'd come to watch them spin. Between you and me, Hetty's not about to let you go once she's got you in her claws. So I hope you've got a few hours to hunker down and get comfortable. I'm happy to spare a few hours to gossip farm. Hetty'll be glad to hear it. She's got a fondness for you, heaven knows why. Now, I can't let you inside among the unmarried girls, being unmarried yourself. But you're welcome to watch through one of the... windows. He isn't getting any deader. Yeah, but we do have that time limit before the Archdeacon gets here. You don't need to worry about me. Good. Nothing matters more for a young woman than her reputation. Ava and Veronica won't be getting a poor one on my watch. That's valid. That idiot never did see trouble. He didn't want to jump in feet first. You don't think he's gone to Innsbruck? No, I am not getting involved here. God, no. Innsbruck's got to be small time to little shit now. You think he has something more exciting in mind? Hi, Ashla. Oh, you're a dog. Also, small cat. Cannot reach through window to pet small cat. It's a big world. Perhaps he intends to explore it. Or escape. That nobleman was just murdered up at the Abbey. Martin picked an awfully convenient time to run off. It's fine, he's just gone to fence some stolen goods. I mean, what? Oh, Lord. Andreas was friends with the nobleman. Do you think Martin could have, you know... What motivation could Martin have possibly had? It's not our place to say. Martin has a nasty little habit. He's gotten better. Once a thief, always a thief, I say. I have no official comment at this time. I don't think this is appropriate for me to discuss, otherwise I am crucifying a man in the court of public opinion. This is a matter best left to the proper authorities. Certainly not a spinning bee. Imagine being tried by a gaggle of peasant women. Haha, women. That's unkind, Johann. It's the truth, isn't it? Doesn't matter if it hurts your feelings. Okay, you know, Johann sucks. The moment you facts don't care about your feelings as that, then, yeah. You're just a dick. She's right, Johann. You're being unfair. Remind me, Andreas, whose home are we in? I I will have you know, I'm standing outside. Checkmate, atheists. Oh, lay off him, Johann. Jesus. Andreas, if you're just gonna stand around, how about I put you to work? If you're going to gossip with the girls, you might as well spin with them too. Alright. How does this work? Draw off wool from the distaff and twist it tight and spin the tight yarn onto the spindle. Once there's enough yarn on the spindle, collect it at the bottom and begin again. Draw off, twist, spin, collect, repeat. You'll figure it out. And draft. Collect. I've got it. By Jove, he's actually doing it. Look out. Do you know, I took Ursula to play with Gret's daughter the other day. And there was a strange man in the bakery. That was probably just me. Has he but lied to you? I can't believe Ulrich would stand for anything less. He was very reserved, dark skinned, quite tall, and wearing a tunic. Rather sad, perhaps. He liked the rye bread, I remember. But did he like the rye bread you forgot? Who is this man? Why am I just now hearing about this? I believe he's staying at the Abbey. That must be Brother Sebad. Brigitte and I saw him walking out there after visiting the shops. He seemed lost. It's Brother Sebad. Stretch and hydrate. You make a good point. Oh. Oh. Where is he from? Does he speak German? Christ, I hate being the last to know. Wool, 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 twist, twist, twist. Wool, 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 twist, twist, twist. Collect. Oh, I just got an achievement for that. I keep telling it to not make noises. Jesus Christ. You know, I saw Big York talking to that nun again. The young one. Ha! Who can blame him? God damn it, Johann! Wow. No, she's trouble. I told him to stay away. She's very pretty, isn't she, in a mean way. So this is Sister Zebna, or whatever her name is. Pretty, perhaps, but a nun all the same. He knows better. When has that ever stopped Big York from doing anything? We have plenty of pretty girls here in town. My Veronica's not half bad. Mum! Let's not give Andreas any ideas, huh? Wool, 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 twist, twist, twist. Wool, 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 twist, twist, twist. Bunch. Brigitte has been spending a lot of time at her mother's house lately. Agnes is glad to have her home, and Lucky's always treated her like a daughter. But I can tell they're concerned. Brigitte and Martin are having trouble, Veronica. That's one word for it. Brigitte does what she can, but nothing pleases Martin. He won't lift a finger for her or Wolf. Wolf is this tiny baby. Very cute. He's such an asshole. Well, that's not his business, is it? Women's work and all that. You ever seen him doing much men's work, Dad? Bodied. Can't say I've ever seen him do much work at all. Perhaps Lucky can talk some sense into Martin. He's always been a devoted husband and father. Lucky Steinauer is the model of what a man should be. Wool, 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 twist, 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 wool, 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 twist, 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 bunch. Is everyone behaving themselves in here? Oh, it's you. Afternoon, Otto. Come to see anyone special? Hello, Otto. It's good to see you. I heard laughing from the road and knew you all had to be up to no good in here. And look, there's Andreas. You been minding your manners? Old Johann here is a real stickler for propriety. Hand to God, Master Zimmerman, not once in my life. Never have I ever mound my manners. Likely story. Don't be so quick to judge, Johann. Andreas carries himself like a man who caused his share of mischief. Who's caused his share of mischief. What can I say? I like to have a good time. Apparently he was having a very good time. The mummy. Too much time carousing, not enough working. Got the arms of a maiden. We all know you work hard in the fields, Johann. No need to boast. He works hard in other places, too. Mum! You've been in town a few months, Andreas. Got any burning questions you've been meaning to ask? This man fails to look at the arms of farm women. Right? About the Abbey. Clara mentioned the abbot suddenly started raising taxes? Raising them and changing their terms, yes. When Father Matthias was the abbot, he would let us pay a portion of our taxes in crops. Naturally, the Shift-for-Brains abbot put an end to that this year. Even if our crops fail or produce less than we'd like, we still owe the abbey for the use of the land. Doesn't make any sense. How can you raise our taxes when the price for our grain doesn't rise too? Where does he think the money comes from? He doesn't think about the common folk at all. It's not his abbey, it's not his problem. What about the miller? Doesn't he have some part to play in that? Also, he's a dick. That art drives a hard bargain. He won't give us a better deal just because the abbot raises our taxes. What we need is access to more land. Trying to bargain with Leonard won't get us that. Oh, yeah, I hadn't noticed Ursula and the cat had fallen asleep together. That's very cute. Leonard is not a kind man, and he does not negotiate. He might if you carry a lot of debt, but his bargains are cruel. We pay him even before the abbot, though I'm not sure why. Good. I have nothing Christian to say about Leonard Mueller, so I will say nothing at all. Except that I hope he falls into a fast-moving river during a flood and dashes his brains on the rocks. Wow. Oh, Hetty's kind of a vibe. Jesus Christ, Hetty! Can we talk about something else? Come on, Andreas, surely you got better questions than that. About the town. Did you see much of the monks and nuns in town? Why would we? They think they're better than us up on their fancy hill. They mostly keep to themselves, don't they? Observing the hours and all. I can hear them singing sometimes when the weather's right. It's nice. There are a couple who do their shopping in town. A fat man, very serious, and very cheerful, and a serious woman with a stern face. Ah, that can only be Brother Voicelove. He's an alright sort. Caught a pilgrim troubling my Veronica once and set him right with a quickness. He's really strong, and he has a very loud voice. Very loud laugh, too. Wasn't aware you ladies paid such close attention. Now that is a thing many men have said over the course of history. Jealous of a monk, Johann? Hardly. A man who's taken a vow of chastity is no threat to me. Well, apparently. Those two. Yeah, less so. Certainly not. Good lord. Veronica's just like, I will spin the wool and eventually my parents will stop talking about their sex life. You noticed you don't say much about the sister? Sister Matilda, she's pleasant enough when she comes to town. You can get up to a lot of fun and keep that vow, Johann. Oh yeah, it's all about how strictly you interpret these things. She's more friendly with Gretchen Ulrich than the rest of us. How is it you know everything about everyone ever? I pay attention. Smart. Huh. You bored, Andres? I'm bored. No more talk of monks and nuns, please. Oh, so you are jealous. I don't know about you girls, but I'm sick of this wool. Sure, we've all got other chores to get to. I'm glad to have that over with. Now I don't have to think about wool for a whole year. Oh, I was having such a nice time. I certainly learned a lot. Care for an escort home over? I'd like that, yes. I expect everyone will be on their best behaviour going home. They always are. Johann, please. Andreas, will I see you home for supper? I have something to take care of before, but I'll try to make it. I make no promises at the minute, especially because that'll probably be next time. Don't make it all about the gossip, just thank you for the invitation, everyone. Thanks for coming by, Andreas. Come back anytime. Unless you come on Abbey business. Don't threaten him with a good time, Johann. But now it is lunch. I should find someone to eat with. The man does not simply eat alone. Look at that duck. Oh, you can't... You can just about see this duck. Look at that duck. That's such a happy duck. Witness the happiness of this duck with a piece of bread. Yes. May we all be this duck. Duck. Anyway, now that I'm stopped being distracted by a duck for a second, yeah, we are going to leave it there. I feel like we're currently making no progress, but that is the start of every murder mystery, as you just find all the disparate leads and eventually they tie together. Like spinning wool, very much. Yeah. Yeah, and I am going to forget so much. I expect us to be reading a bunch of my journal next time. But yeah, for now, I think we should do the wrap-up. Thanks so much if you've watched. Thanks if you stayed to the end, means a lot. If you've been watching this, you know where to find me. But just in case, this is twitch.tv/Serasent. That's SERASENT, the House of Hubris. Streaming every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 2 PM British time. That is 9 AM Eastern and 6 Pacific. Other time zones are available. You made progress, now you have wool. I mean, fair. I don't think I get to keep the wool. I think they need to... It's their wool. They will be selling it. I have just spun the wool for them. Yeah, slight adjustment to schedule. There will not be a stream this weekend because, I would be totally fine to do it. It's just that this time, our internet provider have been like, hey, we're doing planned maintenance Saturday afternoon. You probably won't have internet then. Great. So yeah, I will be unable to stream. And then on Sunday I do have things, so... I will be back on Tuesday. If you want to know for sure when I am back, then why not give us a follow? Gets you notified whenever I'm around. You know what following on Twitch means. You're a web literate person. If you do miss anything, then VODs are on the Twitch for 8 weeks after the fact. For everything else, you can... Oh, the duck has finished their bread. For everything else, you can go to the YouTube. Link is down here, not far from the duck. Says VOD archive, and all that is youtube.com/@houseofhubris. Or what? No, there's nowhere else you can find the VODs. That is where they are. You've got content going back all the way to the start of the channel, which is like 2 and a bit years now, which is... We've played a bunch of games, so hopefully there'll be something there you'll enjoy, and if not, let us know what it would be. What else? While you're on the YouTube, why not subscribe and get hot, fresh VODs in your subscription feed every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday? If you feel like supporting me fighting misogyny in the 16th century financially, you can, of course, cheer or subscribe on Twitch, but you very much don't need to. Just turn up and hang out and be chill and be good to each other, and then everybody's having a good time. If you want to find me elsewhere on the internet, then, because I am inherently resistant to change, the best place is still Twitter. Link is also down there. Or maybe it wasn't a piece of bread. I think that was a duckling, because I think it's back now. Anyway, this duck is very distracting. Yeah, so links there, or it's Twitter @HouseOfHubris. Nothing else to promote for the moment, I don't think, so yeah, I will just say, once again, thank you all. We have learned some things, we have had some gossip, we have decided not to go blindly into a library in the middle of the night. A man is dead. But hey. We have a bunch of leads to investigate next time, which will, as I say, be on Tuesday. So for now, I will say, once again, love you all, thanks for being here, and I will see you again then. Bye.